and Shenzhen should merge, or even merge with Hong Kong Stock Exchange?
Well, eventually, I'm sure there will be one big market. It won't even be, the reason there's the Hong Kong market and Shanghai and Shenzhen is historic. But now everything will be on the computer. In 30 years, everything will be on the computer. There will not be a Shanghai exchange. There will not be a New York exchange. If you go to New York now, if you go to the stock exchange, there's nobody there. Everything is on the computer. When I first started on Wall Street, hundreds of people were down on the floor of the stock exchange buying and selling. Now you go to the floor, there's hardly anybody there. It's in New York because that's where it started. But in the future, it will be the computer stock exchange. And so, yeah, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, Australia, it was all going to be one big market. Together, on the computer.
But at this moment, we still have some geographic differences. So how
you don't have geographic differences, you have government differences, restrictions. If they were all open, it wouldn't matter whether when I buy on the computer, it doesn't matter where the stock is, it's just on the computer. It's not in Hong Kong, it's not in Shenzhen, it's not in Shanghai, it's just on the computer. That's the way it will be in the future.
How do you see the stock exchange or the stock market of Singapore? Is it catching up the Hong Kong market or Shanghai?
Well, it doesn't seem to be. And I haven't studied it as carefully as you may have, Wing Fa, but it doesn't seem to be, for some reason, and I don't know why, it doesn't seem to be catching on like Hong Kong or some of even the Chinese markets.
Why is it? Because I see Singapore is very prosperous and the economy is very strong, but it doesn't seem like the stock exchange market is strong enough in Asia.
Well, the country is strong enough, and the country is neutral enough. One problem with Hong Kong is many people will think, well, it's still, if Beijing changes their mind, it could be a problem. But Singapore is very neutral. Singapore is strong, and it's neutral, and it doesn't have to worry about outside interference. But I don't understand why, if I were a Chinese company, if I were many companies, I would want to invest in Singapore. Most Asian companies, if I were an Asian company or a Chinese company, I would think about investing in Singapore. But for some reason they don't. And I don't know what. They've got a good currency, convertible currency, rule of law. I don't understand.
Is it because the regulation of
Singapore? The regulation is great. Singapore's got great regulation. It has not too much and not too little. I should go and see the president of the stock exchange and find out why. I knew the last president. I know this one. I should go and I should do more research to figure out why Singapore is not more successful. It should be.
How do you compare the location of Wall Street, Hong Kong, and Singapore, or even Shanghai?
The location?
I mean the financial market.
Well, New York is the largest in the world right now. That's going to, someday Shanghai will be the largest, or China will be the largest market in the world. Hong Kong will disappear in the future because it will all be on the computer. It will just be one big Chinese market, if you will. Well, it's a good question. If China continues to open up, it'll be harder and harder for Singapore to compete, because then people will want to, if China's an open market with an open currency, freely tradable currency and a freely tradable market, that will dominate Asia, and the peripheral markets like Singapore will have problems and continue to lose market share. So I guess the answer is, as China opens, Singapore is going to be badly affected.